je veux pas des filles, par contre.
Pourquoi? Oh, Babou. Hi. Hi. Okay. Sorry that you can pick up on the kitchen noises. I'm just finishing up lunch and preparing some tea. So yeah. Sorry. I'll be there quite soon. Okay. Elle a-tu les pattes mouillées?
Un peu, je vais pas la déposer.
C'est bon. Ne t'arrête pas de bouger ta petite face. Juste installer du screamer dans ton...
Tu l'auras dans c'est
Qu'est-ce que tu fais, petite bête? Non, pas les pinceaux. Non, non. Coco. She's so happy. She's just really happy to be there. You can see my pajama pants. Ah, that's funny, the camera is flipped. Oh no, it's not. I think it's fine. I'm the one who's flipped. Si, t'as trouvé un élastique. Eh oui. Tu veux-tu le garder à la place? C'est ta place. No, not that one. Ouch, ouch, ouch. J'ai vu avec les petits cordons. Trop cute. Yeah. Bon, are you done, Pico? Is my workspace Pico approved now? Okay. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, boy. Oh no. Oh no, Nancy, that's really bad. Okay, so let's make sure that this is sort of showing my face in the dark. It's kind of dark for now because I'm gonna have to try and transfer a sketch to my watercolor paper. So I wanted to have the time to warn people that I'm gonna be lighting up the light table. And I'm gonna try to really quickly transfer my rough sketch. Okay, so I'm lighting up the light table. don't think it's that bad. I think with the new camera, it's kind of better than it's been before. But still, I much prefer to warn people about it. Just gonna quickly transfer my sketch, and then we can talk about more about what this sketch is about. And I think Otto is gonna be really would help if I had the mic, right? Actually, would really help if I had this on. I'll try to. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Okay. Hi, Havoc. But yeah, I think Otto might be in a better situation to explain a bit more about what I'm sketching now. It's kind of a special day or a festival maybe in Japan. It's called, I'm probably gonna butcher this, I think it's Mizukaburi. And yeah, it has a lot of people. I think it's actually just men, but anyway, the men are naked except for, well, kind of an undergarment, and they wear an outfit made of straw and a hat made of straw, and it's about something related to making a chain of people with water buckets to, you know, counter fires. I'm doing a kind of a bad job explaining. Sorry, but yeah, and the interest was to try and draw the cats wearing that outfit, which is not super easy because I didn't find a lot of references, but I figured that I could also possibly just improvise, because this is just like a kind of a sketch for fun, and it's today, right? Yeah, I think it's today. It's just men. What a surprise. So, hi everyone. I will try just to get this copied super quickly so I can get back to regular lighting, because I don't think the super star, even if it's better than before, like this is not too bad, but yeah, don't wanna take any chances. Also, I wanted to incorporate a tiny bit of Groundhog Day, so I put the groundhog here, just coming out of the ground, just to be silly, because I thought it was funny. I used a video that Otto sent me as kind of a reference to set this scene. Like, I paused it and it was on the view of the procession in the street, and I thought, yeah, that's a fun view with a lot of cats. Well, a lot of humans, but my idea is to make them into cats. Hold on, I will. Yeah, okay, I think that's. Okay, it's done and unplugged, so I cannot possibly light it up against my will. Okay, time for some lighting. Okay, this should be good. Should be fine now. It's kind of full of stuff under my table, so it's always a bit of a situation to try and sit on this chair. It's also a really old chair, so. Hey! Hello, people in the chat! Okay, so I can finally say hi to everyone proper. I see that Otto is here, and Mikey, and Heather, and Nancy, and Cyan. Tsukabu is here. I saw earlier that Malvina was here too, and Alexandra and Connie. Hi! What do you think about naming the new guy Hazard? Is he kind of hazardous? Okay, Cyan was asking about the pen. It's a Draftmatic pen by Alvin. And this was the Art Snacks edition, which is kind of this aqua teal color. It's for 0.5 millimeter LEDs. And I have some colored LEDs in there. So Otto is explaining in the chat more about this festival if you are curious to know more. Forgot to grab an eraser. And tea that I'm gonna spill everywhere. He was in a hazardous situation when I rescued him. Yeah, that's true. I don't think he was aware of it though, was he? I think he was pretty unaware of how dire things are. Duke of Hazard. All cats think they're royalty. Fair enough. Yes, he was aware of it. He was watching that dog intently and stayed really close to me since the dog stalked us as we moved towards my door. Ah, that dog. So, what is everyone up to today? Over here, it's snowing again. I swear it just never stops snowing. Lemon Italian ice. Otto's been cooking and baking, baking and cooking. Lab accident. Hey, says that they've been boxing things up so they can move at the end of the month. Heather has the AC on. Yeah, that you're definitely not living in my part of Canada at the moment. Oh my gosh. We are quite cold. Oh, that's great, Connie. Connie says she's listening to the stream while working on some pages. It's been quite sunny today, but still cold. What do you consider cold in where you live? Oh, Cyan is doing the 100 heads challenge. And she's at 14 over 100 and it's day 2. That's good. That's really good. Oh my gosh. 100 heads. Ugh. It's definitely a challenge. Okay, so I was watching the procession of people. I keep wanting to say procession of cats, but it's actually people doing the festival. The can I call it a festival? But yeah, and some are just like dressed normally for the winter because that happens in the winter, and they follow along and they take pictures. So I think a couple of the cats in my drawing are just gonna be like. Especially those in the background because I feel like it's gonna add a nice contrast of not everyone is covered in hay. Oh, Cyan, I feel you. It's definitely cold here too. Tsukabu says that they're going to make bean dip for the Super Bowl. When is it? The Super Bowl? Is it this weekend? Like now? Then make cheesecake for my mom's birthday on the 4th. Well, I'm not a cheesecake person, but I think it's pretty awesome to make cake for someone's birthday. I'm in favor of cake. Oh, 6 Celsius, that's great. Anything above 0 is good in my book. I saw a world map that showed Australia was roasting their buns off while the US and Canada is freezing their buns off. Yeah. basically. Australia is having a hard time. Like, even the animals are just unable to cope, which is really bad. Like, the bats, they're really having a hard time with the weather in Australia, which is not great. Super Bowl, so that's tomorrow, that's Sunday. Huh. Not everybody is covered in hay sounds like an old saying. It does. I wonder what it would mean. Australia's having a typical Texas summer. Yikes! I think it's bad for Australia because nothing is used to those temperatures, so it has a lot of effect on everything there. Tsukabu says, enjoy the commercials. My brother works on the ad department for CBS, so enjoy them this year. He's been working really hard to make sure it goes smoothly. Sounds like a really stressful time to be working at a TV channel for ads, because Super Bowl ads are a thing. They should make this guy like a floofy cat. I haven't had any floofy cat yet. I say this guy, but I think since these are cats, they can be either lady cats or dude cats, and no one really mind. Even if the festival says it's men that dress up. I've already made them cats, so I can make them ladies too if I want. Meh. Hey Lee, hi. Hi Ian. Oh, I'm glad your brother likes it, Skabu. I love it when people find something that like they can use their talents for the best. Like if you say your brother is someone who is restless and likes activity and a good challenge, well, if he has found a job that matches that energy, that's really cool. 7-layer bean dip type things, nacho pigs. Nachos. I hope that's nachos, comma, pigs in a blanket, because I'm trying to imagine nachos, pigs in a blanket together, and I'm like, I'm not a big, I don't watch much of anything, really, actually. I'm not gonna start watching Super Bowl. I don't even watch hockey games. Yep. So. That's really cool, Tsukabu. That's really awesome. Yeah, I definitely know the kind of people that is much prefers like to be busy and having a challenge and being hard at work rather than just wasting time. Not saying that one is better than the other, just that some people prefer one and some people work better with the other. Otto says pigs in blankets are the best. Who knew what wrapping pork in more pork makes pork even better? I agree. Oh, why is bacon a no-no? Tsukabu. I'm just curious. Oh, allergies. Are you allergic to like something in bacon specifically, or is it more like pork in general that's not good? Hey Dan, hi. I see that you've put your new portrait icon up. Just noticed. I can have European style extra lean bacon, but not American super fatty bacon. Oh, Havoc is so sweet. She's a handful, but she's adorable. I need to remember to make sort of black markings on their face with the soot. Ooh. I wonder if Pigment Tokyo, the shop in well, I guess Tokyo, right? I've been looking into woodblock printing, not because I want to do it, just because it's one of my favorite type of artwork, and I was really curious about the process. And I got a book by my favorite artist recently because my brain is slow and I figured things out, and I'm like, hey, you can get this book much more easily than you thought. And I was looking through it, and there is this couple of pages about the process. It made me super curious about the process, like in more detail, so I've been looking into it, and I wonder if the pigments they have at Pigment Tokyo, perhaps they are, or maybe they have a specific selection of them that are perhaps more for this type of artwork, because it doesn't seem to be exactly the same as watercolor. It's definitely different, so I think that's really fascinating. Sorry. Eee! Yikes, lab accident, are you okay? Well, your name is Lab Accident, so... But yeah, yeah. Ouch. I hope your foot will be okay. And also, what is your bed frame made of? So that you would cut yourself on it. Keep having the hiccups. Hey, Ellen, hi. Check out David Bull's YouTube channel for woodblock printing. Hold on. I will check it out. He's amazing, lives in Japan now. Really curious about that. Deathly allergic to cucumbers. That doesn't sound really great. I'm only allergic to milk protein. I think it's casein. I think I'm allergic to casein, which is it's a protein and it's in dairy, which is why dairy gives me such a hard time. And penicillin, and possibly something that is common to red cabbage and beets, because every time I eat those things I get really I feel really not good. But it's kind of a random thing, so yeah. But I know penicillin I'm definitely allergic, and casein really doesn't agree with me. And you know, it's one of those things that it's much easier to say I'm allergic to dairy when you go out, because like, people in restaurants and other places can be so dumb about this stuff and so unhelpful. And you're like, well, yeah, sure. They don't tell you that something had cheese. I remember once I went to a restaurant that had a pizza. It was a really weird combination of pizza, but on the menu they didn't list cheese as one of the ingredients. I was like, that's perfect. That's like a weird kind of Asian fusion type pizza. I'm gonna get this one because it doesn't have any cheese on it. And it arrived and it had cheese on it. And I was like, why is there cheese on this thing? And the guy, the poor server was like, waiter, sorry. The poor waiter was like, well, it's pizza, you know. And I'm like, yeah, but if you look on the freaking menu, it doesn't say cheese on it. So they made me one without cheese, and then they changed the menu to write that it included cheese. There's Oh, that's really interesting. So this guy, David Bull, he went and learned from what masters he could in the 70s and 80s and runs a studio and shop there. Whoa, cool. Ouch. Lab accident, that doesn't sound great. Cyan, you said that you are allergic to most veggies. Is it the same with fruits too? I'm just curious. I just don't... Just trying to get a better picture of your situation with food. I think it was in Tokyo, but I can't remember if we moved after. I binged this channel a couple of months ago. I will definitely check it out because the process is really... Hey, Paolo! Like, well, it was about the artist that the book whose book I got, but basically making one print could require up to 50 passes of the same sheet on various woodblocks, and every like image would have between 12 and 20 different woodblocks for various passes, which is insane. And it's like amazing, and it's so weird in a way to... It's like you would think that making the art on a piece of wood that you can print sort of easily would be about making the process easier, but then you go in and you add like that to make the image you want, you have to go basically 50 times over this process of printing colors onto one sheet of paper. So it's like a way to make things simple but not. And I think it's really amazing because they could print like the same image but with different moods. Like you could have during the day, at night, at sunset, at sunrise, different color palettes. I wish I lived close to Ottawa. That would be so awesome. Can you imagine, guys? We could put our like watercolor collections not together physically, but like together in theory, and like I think that would put us to a level of being a super pigment nerds. Same with fruits and berries, beans, soy, and honey. That's really sad, Siam. I hope you can sort of manage it relatively easily. Like at least meat and rice and pasta is not too uncommon. But yeah, doesn't sound super fun. Otto says, yeah, we Japanese likes to make the process harder so it looks simpler. Yeah, and I mean, wow, it's just... From what I understand, like, bear in mind that I've just started, like, researching into this stuff out of curiosity, and really curiosity. And the thing is that you basically have the wood block with the engraving on it, and to put the color on it, you use a mix of something like water, pigment, a bit of alcohol for some of the pigments, I guess, because some of them are rather pain in the ass to wet. And there is technically no binder in the color mixture, and you have to add in what is called nori, and it's a kind of a glue, kind of a paste made from cornstarch, I think. And you use this paste to make effects. You can make gradients because you can like mix in the pigment with the paste to create a gradient. Anyway, it looks like super precise and really like a careful process, if I can say that. And you don't use a brayer to put the colors down, you use a brush. And anyway, it's like, whoa, it's so cool. Could see you in 6 hours now. Yeah. Basically, everyone in like I think I'm the only one in Quebec, so maybe I should get on the train and go over there. But yeah, it's not so far. This is a good program on ukiyo-e, woodblock printing. Do you think you can send me that one over Twitter, Otto, so I can check it later? Science says that she has been badly allergic her whole life, so really used to it. You're welcome to Canada anytime you want, Otto. Oh, bye, Connie. Good luck with the pages and the work and all the rest. And he says to Otto, you can stay at my place, you'll have to share a room with my paints. Oh no, not paints! No! I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, it's gone. No sneezing. Okay, so I think this sketch is mostly done. You gotta remember that this is more of a sketchy thing, not exactly meant to be like a final thing. I will not attempt to put some kanji or hiragana or katakana on the banner. I will just put a cat paw here and something like a fish maybe. And here I put some kind of groundhog thingy because it is Groundhog Day. Alright, let me get my brush pen. Hey Greasy, hi. I think everyone makes the exact same expression when they're about to sneeze. It's not great. The worst is when, you know, a couple of these things happen at the same time. It's either like hiccup, burp, sneeze, and cough. If you have any overlap of the two, it's usually the worst thing ever. Okay, let's try to ink this and not make a huge mess. The dreaded hiccup is the worst. I agree. A hiccup and a burp, that's really bad. Or like having to sneeze and hiccup. There's really like an overlap that is just like painful. Oh, bye Greasy. Yeah, that's the Pentel brush pen. I really love the feel of the bentall brush pen on this Arches cold press paper because, you know, the paper has a good texture. It is cold press. It is not rough, but still it is cold press. And this brush, if you go really fast, even on smooth paper, it starts skipping a bit. So it makes for a really textured line, and I really love it. Seems to happen more when the cartridge gets lower in ink, and that's always why I kind of dread having to put a new cartridge in there, because I'm like, no, brush pen is finally the proper, you know, it was at the proper feel of texture that I want for this, and now I have to get used to having way more ink than I want to. But yeah, I love it. I really love it. Mr. E uses his a lot, so it's kind of funny. One thing for sure is that we always have cartridges for this one. That always hurts my shoulder and wrist for some reason, the hiccup. Ouch. Poor Havoc, mean mommy can quit playing with the floof. It's too long if you can lose a hand in it. Yeah, oh my gosh, yes. Oh, that's great, lab accident. They say that on the upside, while boxing things up, they found the screws that they need to put their laptop back together. Why were the screws removed in the first place is something I would be curious to know. Question, Eve. Eve is basically the way I'm used to hearing my name. Eve is the English-speaking way of saying my name, but I live in the French-Canadian province of Quebec, and everyone I know speaks French mostly, so basically I'm used to hearing my name said the French way. So that's why when I say my own name, I say Eve instead of Eve. Have you ever tried Fabriano Artistico cold press paper? I haven't. I think I have a sample somewhere, but I haven't tried it yet. It is available here in pads, I think, but I'm a bit wary. I need to try my samples, but in terms of buying pads now, I mostly just buy pads from papers I've tried. So I got 1, 2, 3. I got, this is the first sheet of a new pad, and I have 6 pads of Arches stashed because I don't want to. Like when there's a sale and I can get the pads on a discount, I get a bunch of them. I don't want to feel like they're precious, and I don't feel it's really useful to learn to paint on cellulose paper, so give me my cotton paper, please. Hey, Mabel! Watching you from Paris, France, 9 p.m. That's late. The battery in my laptop died, and it's on the inside of the laptop, so I have to take the laptop apart to replace the battery. Oh, wow! Yeah, okay, I can see why you would have to remove some screws in this case. Oh, bye, Sam. Thank you so much for stopping by. How much is watercolor paper in the States, Nancy, so that you would see that much of a difference? I need to get a hairband because my hair is bothering me to no extent. Okay. The Artistico is the 100% cotton version of Fabriano. It's decent. Yeah, I'm a bit bothered because, you know, like, Mounet du Roi is cotton paper and it's no good, so, yeah, I just don't know. Ouch! How did you manage to do that, lab accident? They say that the spot where they slice their foot on the bed frame is the middle of the bottom of the foot. And they have a 5-hour shift at work later today. So Nancy says that she bought 4 sheets of Fabriano Artistico, 1 40-pound cold press for $2.32 per sheet, per imperial sheet. Whoa. Yeah, over here a imperial sheet of arches is must be something like $7, I think. The only band-aids I have are My Little Pony ones. Ah! Wait. You say you're accident prone and the only band-aids you have are from a tin you bought 3 years ago? What? What? The frame of my bed goes past the end of the mattress. I was trying to stick around, but ouch. Mr. E showed me something the other day that he saw on Twitter, and it's basically really short videos of a man, I think it's a man, doing calligraphy. I'm pretty sure it's either Chinese or like Japanese, but only kanjis, and it is so fascinating to watch. It is, first of all, it's beautiful, but also there is really something magical with the way calligraphy is taught in that regard, because there is a real respect, I want to say, or like when you see calligraphers use a brush, they don't like noodle around, they don't go like anything like we do. It's always about using the best brush for the type of line you want and using it well. So it is, I think we should all get some calligraphy classes at some point just to learn how to really use a brush, because when I see that kind of work, I'm like, what are we doing? Wait. That was Chinese. I was like, what ink is it? The gold ink, right? The gold ink, because he made a few in black as well, over the red sort of. It's like a long, narrow piece of fabric or paper. But yeah, it was like gold paint ink, and it was just like, what? What? It was beautiful. Kama's websites say they do paper special order at a discount. Do they? I am gotta be careful about watercolor paper in rolls, because it, unless you really soak it to stretch it, it's gonna stay with the roll in it, and it's a pain in the butt to straighten out. Ouch! Are you serious? Oh no! A lab accident says, my best accident yet was slipping while hiking and busting my forehead open down to the bone. Already bad enough. And then having to lead the whole group back to the car because I was the only one who wasn't lost. Yikes. Eep. Eep. Thanks. You guys are sharing really gruesome stories of harm in the chat. Kama is a really nice place. It's really not that big. It's really small, like a small store, and it's mostly like there's a really big focus on oil and caustic and like oil pastels and all of that, but they still sell all the pigments, and they sell their ready-made watercolor binder, and they have paper, but I think that for supplies like Arches paper and all of that, they are not the most inexpensive place to get these. We have like local chains that carry these at perhaps a slightly better price. Curry's has the best price for the Arches pad that I've seen. It's like $17 per pad. Oh wow. That was good, Otto. That was really funny. Yeah, that's like table doing this nice. -7. I'm not gonna say what's the expected minus for tonight then. I failed to see if they explain why this event is in February. And considering you have to be naked and wear only hay, maybe in the summer wouldn't be more comfy. Minus 25, yeah. Ugh. At least our temperature makes sense. Because you know that 0 is freezing point, so anything below 0 is hella cold, and everything above 0 is hella warm. I have no idea what 59 Fahrenheit amounts to. Fahrenheit is about 16 degrees Celsius. That's good. That's nice weather. Oh, 20 Celsius? That sounds really nice, Heather. Wool is amazing. I have, I think I mentioned it, but anyway, quick, short story is, at the moment when my winter coat doesn't exactly fit me, so I had to improvise, and I basically layer up a bunch of things. One of them is a wool blend sweater or jumper, and it's really not a great percentage of wool. It's like at top 30% wool. The rest is like acrylic and I don't remember, but other stuff, like polyester maybe, whatever. And the thing keeps me hella warm. Like if I wear it at anything that is between -20, I'm gonna be too hot. So I really did not expect that, but I'm glad because yeah, I'm a bit in a weird situation regarding my winter coat right now. From the procession I saw, they don't. Some kids will have some sort of costumes too, but they don't let the kids. They let the kids wear clothes underneath, so they don't get too cold, which is kind of a great idea, I guess. I'm glad you like it, Otto. Hey, welcome back, Cyan. I have no idea what watercolors I will be using today. I still have to figure that out. Hey, Buck. Gotta wait for this to dry anyway, so. Oh, I might use the blow dryer. Oh no! Savory snacks cravings, that's not good. Do you have a favorite savory snack that you usually go to? I love my I don't know if you can see, but my my teaspoon is a skull. Oh, that's true, with the braces, snacking is not a good idea. I feel really self-conscious drinking on camera, so doop 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 doop. Blue corn tortilla chips, yummy. Okay, I will mute the stream for a couple of seconds and blow dry this thing. Okay. Hopefully that worked. Is it too shaky when I erase on my desk because I can move to the other table? Licking the kitchen sink. Oh no! My cats do that too. But they are smaller, so it's kind of less of a problem than having a big dog. that's the Yinmin blue, right? I really like the idea of, is it Stuart Temple? Anyway, the guy who tries to make the blackest black. I love the idea of it, but I'm a bit bothered that it's already on its third installment. I kind of feel like it's a bit like trying to milk people for cash. Pretty sure you can see my butt when you do that. Still not used to having a face cam. You gotta remember that I can't pick my nose. I need to grab some water, so I'll be right back. Okay. Oop. I'm gonna have to check that Yinmin sample on Jane Blundell's blog. Oh, that's pretty cool, Cyan. Yeah, that's exciting. You know, that's the kind of stuff I wish was more put forward when the guy sells his blackest black, because that's the bit that I find super interesting. Oh yeah, scratch up and blizzard like my butt. Sorry. I never said that this stream has some kind of decent level of maturity. Okay, so paint now. I need a brand or a palette or whatever that has at least a few options for the hay, because this drawing is like 50% hay, and I also need colors that will be suitable to you know, like cat colors. Sennelier, that's an option. I'm looking at my Schminke kind of bin right now. Like this has options. The fact that it has 4 earthy colors. What are the options? Yeah, I might make you guys choose. That would be interesting. Oh, this one would be a good one too. Okay. Let me get a couple of them. Well, the blue corn chips look quite good. Okay, yeah. Okay, so options. There is this Sennelier palette that, since it's kind of big, has of course many options. I don't really have kind of yellow ochre, Naples yellow color in there though, so that's one. I have this one. This one could be interesting. It's the Hazel Swan palette, but it has this raw ochre that is kind of great, and the raw umber, burnt sienna, burnt umber, sepia brown. Perhaps a bit weak in terms of cat colors. It doesn't have the sparkly colors in it anymore, and my magnetic tape doesn't stick super well. There is the Schminke historical palette. This one has full pans though. I have this also Schminke's 24 color set, which is kind of great in terms of having these colors for hay, but also the Naples yellow and the chrome orange that I really like for orange cats. So that's where I'm at. If I had more space, I could also like take the Renaissance palette, which would work really well because it has some really nice options for kind of like lighter colors and a lot of browns, but it's also really big. Really big. So which that one was that, Otto? The last one. The 24 color set? This one? So 1 vote for Sennelier, 1 vote for this one. Put this back. Maybe that's the circle one. This one has good hay, but not good cats. Well, possibly good cats. Maybe if I mix like this with the yellows, I could get something. Typing one-handed while I eat chips. Gotta eat them fast to maximize the braceless time frame. I think I'm gonna go with the Schminke 24 color set. I gotta say, it's one of the sets I find myself using the most. It's a really convenient selection of colors. It has a bit of everything. There's like at least like 3 yellowish colors, and more if you consider these two. It has a good magenta, which is definitely not in all the sets. It has kind of a phthaloish blue that could be a primary blue, and the yellows, yeah, the primary. So you have at least like this triad in there. The indigo is super useful. Well, I use it a lot. It's getting pretty dented. I really like Naples yellow and the chrome orange because they are really good for when I paint cats. So, and yeah, I love the greens that they put in there. You have these two that are maybe a bit unnatural, but then you have the green olive that is more natural and also smooth, and also the cobalt green dark that is more natural hue but also really granulating, so that's nice. There's a ivory black. I've used it a bit more than I thought I would. I really like this deep red too. So yeah, fun set. We need a Pigment Nerds convention conference. Yes, we do. Yes, we do! Oh, it was this pen set that made it through your KonMari purge. Huh. Interesting. Okay, let's grab an Ultimo brush and get cracking. Oops, that's not an Ultimo. That's kind of a big one. Nope. Nope. What? There. Ultimo 6. That's what I was looking for. Now let it be somewhere with an awesome pigment shop like Germany or New York. New York! Yeah, New York has the Kramer shop. Hiccups. That's I always jump, but I make that sound. Like it's my leg under the table pushing against some storage space here, that then pushes against my guillotine cutter. That makes this lovely scraping noise. You really have to visit Kramer when you go to Germany, Cyan. And take pictures if they let you, so that you can share it with us. Again, with the darn thing that I keep pushing it. I know it sounds like farts, but it's not. It's always something when I paint or when I focus on something. Either I clench my teeth, or I push against something, or I hold on to something really hard, and I'm really pushing my leg against the thing when I'm focusing on being precise in the painting. Sounded like a car horn noise or something at first. Yeah, it does. I thought it was that first. Or maybe there was a car horn outside and it sounded just like the just like the I'm spitting all over the place. Not on the drawing though. So that's good. How was your snack, Otto? Delicious, they're so satisfying. I agree, like corn tortilla chips, if they are at least a tiny bit salted, they are really, really good. Really fun to eat. What's your favorite flavor of chips or crisps, guys? I'm really curious now. In Canada, we have ketchup flavored chips, and these are my favorite, but they're really hard to find in a level of, you know, not full of weird chemicals that I don't like, or with dairy in it. So usually the one that I have a easier time finding is barbecue flavored. Prawn cocktail, oh really? Some feel like eating soil. Ew, ew, what? Ooh, fresh. Whoa. Ranch. Whoa, you went from like awesome freshly made tortilla chips to ranch Doritos. Wow. That's like one end of the spectrum all the way to the other. Again with the freaking thing. Sorry. Oh, that sounds good. Wasabi maize balls. Sorry. I said balls. Favorite flavored changes depends on what kind of chips. Huh. We had marinara chips that were similar to ketchup chips. Yummy. I love salt and vinegar, but hula hoops are great with beef flavor. What? Prawn cocktail, oh, and bacon flavor. I remember watching Super Size versus Super Skinny, and there would be a lot of those prawn cocktail chips. Like, are they like this round sort of fluff thing? Are those the one? Because I was like, what's that? Bacon is life. Bacon is really tasty. I really like bacon and daikon radish together, because you have the bacon that's sort of smoky and like the more fatty element, and the daikon goes really well with, like, the bitingness of the daikon goes well with the bacon. In Finland, we have pretty limited chip selection, not that much different flavors. Can you eat them? Like, are potatoes fine? Oh, you're thinking of skips, but prawn cocktail flavor can come in other types of chips too. Okay, cool. Because they would often have this takeout that the supersizer would have for the super skinnies, and there would always be like, I don't know, like Chinese food and then a ball of these skips, kind of round white things, and they would be also like prawn flavored. I was like, what? One of the greatest flavors we had was truffles. Whoa. We also get roasted garlic butter. Whoa, cool. Hey, hi, Vinyesh. I hope I said that right. Nope, can't eat potatoes. Oh no. So what kind of chips can you get then? Can you get, oh, you can get tortillas, like tortilla chips. I need to get on with this. Talking about chips. I don't have chromium oxide green in this set, but that's what I would use for the dead, semi-dead grass over here. Oh no, Cyan. Oh, I'm thinking of prawn crackers. What? Thai spicy crackers from Tesco. Maybe I should. Yeah, I'm gonna take out the smaller brush for the cat's faces because that's gonna be a bit more controlled. Or I'm gonna try. You've seen me try to paint within the lines. It's not always easy. I've also, like, I don't know if you can see. No, you can't see. I hope this is gonna show in some way. I'm gonna sneeze too. Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm really sorry. Again with the guillotine cutter. I don't know if you can see how some pans are getting like a weird hole. That hole was at the bottom of the pans and I flipped them around. So they're gonna gain the weird hole on the other side now. Pans are not super convenient for painting. I'm not super happy with pans in general. Thank you. Is there any story behind your painting? Yes. Hold on. Let me try to. This is a special day in. I think it's not in all of Japan. Maybe I think it's perhaps in certain areas, but it's called Mizukaburi. I think it has a longer name, but I only remember this part. Sorry. And Otto did a pretty good job at explaining what it is, but. I'm gonna try, and she can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a day during which the men in the village, they are basically naked. They have underwear on, but naked, and they have these sort of outfits made of hay, kind of a hat and kind of a rope around your neck, just kind of collar, and like a skirt or something like that. And oh, it's just in Miyagi. Okay, it's just in Miyagi. And they basically process through the town and they dump buckets of water on the roof of houses to help prevent them from catching fire, but it's kind of more of a gesture now. More it's to bring kind of a luck that your house won't catch fire. And I think I saw also that at the end of the event, the hay outfits, they get put on the roof of the houses to also bring in luck. Trying. The full name is Yonekawa no Mizukaburi. Sorry. It was classified as UNESCO World Heritage last year along with 9 other Japanese festivals. And it's today, I think, which is why I'm drawing this. Otto is Japanese, so she can always bring me like really nice things like this to try and draw and make a kind of a scene out of, which is fun. Yes, I get points for effort, right? Okay, so this needs more orange cats, right? Right? All the orange cats. Oh, I sneeze now. I should really try and go through my nose. I don't want to be sniffing for the rest of this live stream. You're going to end up with a lovely body of work of Japanese traditions and events. Yes. Or maybe you're gonna end up with, who knows? my box of artwork is not able to close anymore, so yeah, something needs to be done. You could paint events from all around the world. I could. The advantage of Japanese events is that Otto is there to help me. And I really, really, really love Japan. I know whenever like I say that I really love Japan, there's always people going like, yeah, but it has this flaw and this flaw, and I'm like, of course it does. Nowhere is perfect. But yeah, I mean, I love Japan. It has a lot of interesting things that you don't really see happen anywhere else. So for that, I think that's pretty awesome. For the bad things, well, all places have bad things. Canada has bad things, the US has bad things. You know, name a place and it has bad things, okay? So, yeah. Hopefully I'm snot free by now. You need to do some redneck kitties doing some of the crazy things they do around here. Mississippi's giant house party comes to mind. Only if it's fun things. I don't want to do the bad things. Oh, thank you so much, Otto. I'm glad that I don't come across as kind of a, weird white person fascinated by something. Yeah, bad things about every country, it's there, so... Sorry if I want to focus on the good. Oh, yay! Thank you so much, Otto. Makes me really happy. That's kind of funny. So I was thinking about it because you were mentioning to me something about issues about people pronouncing Japanese names. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, you probably wouldn't have any problems if you went to any French-speaking place, because the way the Japanese pronounce most syllable is really, really, really similar to the way French people pronounce most syllable. So it's kind of really easy to learn the pronunciation. The only thing that's a bit weird is the R, which is really difficult to wrap your head around, because we have really distinct R and L sounds in French, but in Japanese it's different. But like I was thinking about it just because I was like thinking about what you told me, and I was like, well, understandably in English-speaking countries, it's gonna be pronounced with the English accent, which is not at all like the Japanese accent, but the French accent, the French way of saying words, is really similar. I agree. Sukabu says, not that we're denying the bad things, but it helps to focus on the positive and spread the good, warm fuzzies around about the different cultures. I agree. Maybe I should make a really Canadian scene like the Sugar Shack. Spring is coming up. I could do a Sugar Shack scene. You can look up the Neshoba County Fair. People with money own these structures like old wood houses. Yeep. Anyway, they stay in the houses for a week every year and party. Oh. I will write it down. Neshoba County Fair. What is a sugar shack? Okay, it's basically, you know how they make maple syrup? Basically, you have a piece of land that has a forest that is mainly maple, and during the winter the sap freezes, and at spring when the sap first thaws, I think I'm going on memory here, so it's a bit foggy. When the sap thaws in the spring, it gets collected into the buckets, and when you collect, like, from your forest of maple trees, when you collect all the juice from the trees, you boil it down, and that's what makes the maple syrup. But those places, the place where they make the maple syrup, it's called the sugar shack. It's literally une cabane à sucre. So cabane is basically shack, and à sucre is basically sugar. So that's a thing. And now an actual sugar shack in the spring, they will offer kind of a sort of a restaurant service where you will eat traditional sugar shack foods, which are basically everything cooked in maple, pork rinds, like stuff like ham cooked in maples, eggs cooked in maples. You have crepes. What else? It really depends on the sugar shack itself, but they have all sorts of things that are all cooked in maple syrup. And that's a sugar shack. And there's always the thing with the kind of like the throws, the thingies with the snow in it, and they pour the taffy on it, and you can pick up the taffy with a stick and then put taffy everywhere on your face and all of that. So yeah, it's basically like a big diabetes event. It's pretty awesome, but oh my gosh, it is so sweet. It's insane. It's basically just about sugar. Well, maple syrup, which is sugar. So yeah, that's the thing. I need to go to this place. You need to. If you come over here, we need to find, if it's not in the spring, we need to find a way to make it. Well, I could make like a homemade sugar shack kind of event, because the thing is with the sugar shacks, they're all, I think you might have a few restaurants in Montreal city that are like the sugar shack experience, but the real thing is like you'd have to drive an hour off outside of town and in the woods and have like the shack itself. I saw a program on History Channel a while ago about Canadian maple syrup. Back when History Channel actually showed interesting stuff. I need to get. Is that a? I wish I could send you like a huge like tin, because you have the cans, but you also have like the huge tins of maple syrup. It's good. It's really really good. If I ever go to see you, you can be sure that my luggage is going to be full of cans of maple syrup, because if I have to have my luggage go through the travel anyway, I mean, I'm going to stuff this thing full of maple syrup. It's sending it in a package that's difficult because it is so heavy, like a can is really heavy. But if I go over there, like all the room for bringing back stuff is going to be filled with maple syrup, and then I'm going to like unload all the maple syrup. It is an amazing flavor, I agree. I keep doing the fart noise. Sorry. It's not actual farts, it's just this thing that I keep nudging against. I need more cat colors in there. I only got a red cat and a grey cat. My brain is sort of not working. Gonna have a black one in the back here at least, because that way I don't really have to keep it in features. I want to be involved in maple syrup when I die. So you want to be comfy in maple syrup, right? Is that an option? Yeah, of course we believe. I know you don't believe me, Dan, but you haven't seen me pass out, so it's definitely not. The usual, oh yeah, I have one. It's kind of funny. The usual format for maple syrup around here is these cans. That's, how much is that? That's 540 milliliters of maple syrup. That's the most easy to find format around here, and it costs about $10. And you have various grades of maple syrup from light to dark. Oh, wow, that's so cool, Lee. Wow. It's kind of like the honey made in the cities. That's pretty neat too. There is a program here that they have they've set up the homeless guys from the biggest shelter in Montreal with beehives, and they have a program to make them work and have them work with the beehives, and then you can find the little jars of honey in the stores, which is kind of cool. I can pass out from this now. Usually not, you know. Like you never know when something has had dairy in it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. cute. I think Havoc sent us a few really choice text message. I love it though, it's really cute. I'm trying to think of cat colorings and do you know how to convert maple syrup to sugar in cooking? Like if you have a recipe that calls for half a cup of maple syrup, how much sugar would I add? I don't know. Yeah, maple syrup is 60% sugar usually. Oh, I didn't know that. To me it was just maple sugar is sweet. Is the keyboard warm, Heather? Is that why she goes for it? How long does it take to get maple syrup off cat fur if it gets on it? It's not really hard because it will dissolve in water. So if you have a wet towel, you can just gently rub at the maple syrup and it's gonna, you know. Taffy is much harder to remove from stuff. As long as you have a German Shepherd to lick it off. Seconds. You can just lick the cat like a popsicle. Yuck! Yuck! I know cats are kind of clean because they wash themselves, but I wouldn't lick one. 5.6 seconds. Yeah, Havoc has so much fur to groom. Can't be easy. Poor baby. Aww. Some kind of maple syrup based colored watercolor. I wonder how that would work because while honey is a good sort of preservative for watercolor, maple syrup is not. Like you have to keep maple syrup in the fridge or it will go bad. I mean after it's opened. So I really don't know how it would work with honey. kind of late. I cannot run too late today, so I might not have time to finish this stream. If I don't have time to finish this on stream, I will definitely finish it during the week, and I will post it on Instagram and Patreon, which is where I like to post my pictures. My pictures! I'm having too much fun taking my time, but I don't have time today. Scritch. Again with the thing! Urgh. Well, lots of vegan brands use like clear corn syrup, so it may need an extra preservative. Yeah, sometimes apparently clove oil, not clover, clove oil can help with preservation of paint. I don't really use it in my my paint making, but you can also ask. Perhaps Dan or Otto have more info about this. Poor Mr. E. He's not in the same room at least. Dan will never let me live out this stupid noise. Which one is the burnt sienna? This one. Also, things worth noting about this Schminke set is that it comes with the ultramarine finest watercolors, so they're least granulating ultramarine blue. Might not be to everyone's liking, but for myself, I'm glad. Like, I don't always want really granulating color. Oh, okay, so see, Otto doesn't use, but Otto, you use honey, so you don't really have that, Even if the base you use already has a preservative, since you use honey, that's like double the safety. Because honey is useful as a rewetting agent. It makes it easier to rewet the paint, but it also works well as a preservative for the paints. So honey is technically good forever. It doesn't go bad. Maybe if you find a way to have maple syrup extract, you could include some of this in a recipe that has, like honey too, but that the smell of the maple syrup would be stronger. Oh, bye Nancy! Thank you so much for being there. I'm trying to control this cauliflower effect, and all I'm doing is basically making it worse. It's really difficult to control how wet an area is when you add color to it. I'm not good at it yet. And that's one of the skills that's why I find it more useful to learn to paint on cotton paper, because that's a really difficult thing to get good at. And if you finally get good at making a good wash on cellulose paper, you have to learn again when you decide that maybe you want to move on to cotton paper now. So you've basically wasted all this time. Just no good. Not good. Okay, so I think I will have to stop this live stream here. I'm not exactly done, but this was kind of a more elaborate drawing than what I do usually. The fact that it has like mini cats and a background, even if I had my sketch ready, it was still a lot of work to put on paper. So I will finish this possibly tomorrow, maybe later today, but I will finish it and then I will post it on Instagram and Patreon if you want to see the finished picture. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today, sadly. It happens. So thank you so much everyone for being here this afternoon with me during this live stream. It was really fun to explore this festival that is perhaps less well known than other festivals. I will eventually, when I get around to it, I will put links in the description to what this is about, so that you can go check it out if you're curious. Okay, the other announcements. I want to say a great big thank you to my super awesome moderator Otto Cano in the chat. If you, for some reason, haven't heard of Otto's work yet, I highly recommend checking out her channel. She has lots of super informative videos about watercolor, and she's also super duper nice, so two excellent reasons. And she does a stellar job at moderating my live streams, which I really appreciate. Also in the description I have a link to the Discord server, which is kind of a chat platform if you want to come chat with us about all kinds of stuff. What else? I also have my PO box address if you want to send in stuff. I don't think I have any postcards to show this week, but whenever I get something in the PO box, I usually show it during the live streams. And am I forgetting something? Oh, forgetting. This is a great big thank you to everyone there, and I'm really happy that you decided to spend part of your afternoon with me. It's always like the fun part of the Saturdays. I really like it. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see each other quite soon. So I think that's it. Bye bye.